Hi, welcome back, viewers. This is Bill Henshaw again, Constitutional Crisis Channel. After a lengthy delay caused by my long visit with my sister to help her wrap up her estate affairs in Connecticut, but she's back here in California, as am I. No harm done. Not like my 7 month vacation in Columbia, South Carolina, as a political prisoner. Trust me, wasn't that way at all. So good to be back. I have some news for you, one way or the other. The first thing I want to do is thank all my subscribers, and I'm having some trouble on YouTube. I'm working on that right now, being able to respond to those of you who have subscribed. So I'm going to suggest the best way to get me now is to send email, ccaspari@live.com. And I'm working on a website. You'll hear more about that. That may be associated with my TalkShoe account. And since I've talked to you the last time, I'm now on national radio with TalkShoe.com on Thursday nights, not every Thursday, but you can check the schedule. The Angela Stark Show on TalkShoe.com, program number 39904. Upcoming appearance April 12th. And these are really great because I get 3 hours, no commercials, no nothing. I can talk a cappella for the entire time. But these upcoming appearances I'm going to try to split. So I have about an hour and a half question and answer session. So people can call in. That's important because you're going to have questions about what I'm doing. I get it. It's not like anything you've seen anyone else do. But I'm here to tell you I have a lot of answers. And what I do, I haven't been beaten, haven't even been opposed yet. I don't think it's going to happen, and I'm about ready to spread out into some other areas to my surprise. But all that said, we want to start off here with some current events that I'll have a little different take on in several areas than what you see on the internet, particularly. And that is number one, with Trump, the president, issuing executive orders in the area of import taxes. I do get it. I mean, I know enough to know. But if you sit there and you say, well, wait a minute, you read your Constitution and you see that Congress has the power in the area of import and export taxation. What the hell is Trump doing by executive order doing this? That seems like, if it's a delegatable authority, and I don't think it is, then there's some real problems here. And this is a symptom of the disease that is running rampant through government right now. All this kind of crap, and with the declared state of emergencies, this is how they're doing it. And by the way, a great document you want to read, and if you send me a serious inquiry, I'll send you a copy. You can Google it too. It's called Essays on Emergency Powers, Senate Report 93-549 from the U.S. Senate, and I believe 1973, it might be 1974. And at the time, they were complaining about 40 years of unbroken emergency rule. And you read this, they spell out the problems that they said, in effect, the president has been delegated so much authority that there's no basic constitutional right that anybody has. They didn't say it in those words, but you read it, you'll see what they're talking about there. They get it. And they're saying, we don't understand how this can be. Well, here we are 45 years later. Not only has it not gotten better, it's gotten worse. And this example of Trump with import taxes, and also, since we're talking about that, with executive orders with DACA, the immigration business, and so forth, and to be sure, his predecessor issued the original DACA order to let people stay in the country, which was highly questionable again, given separation of powers. But then again, the lovely point for all of us about this is that they can't do this if we have states in the union. There would be separation of powers problems here. Since they're all territories, no big deal. We're all territorial citizens. We all owe our citizenship to the non-existent 14th War Amendment, and we don't have any right to separation of powers, trial by jury, judicial process, you name it. They don't recognize it, and that's the fix I'm trying to get. If I do it, or I set you people on the path to do it, it's going to change the course of American history. And that's why I've been all in for 10 and a half years now, at a major cost, just in terms of dollars and cents, which is hard to calculate. But it's what I've been put here to do. So I do it without hesitation, without remorse. It's just what I do. So that said, getting back to this business of these executive orders, I mean, this has to stop. That's not how we run the country. You know, it's supposed to be run by congressional enactments, and it's almost as bad there because people, you get my documentary briefs, and you can check, send me an email. I'll send you information about how to get them. I have three. I have a trial court packet, and a appellate packet, and a jury instruction packet. And if you get the first two, you get a double your money refund guarantee if you can prove me wrong on any of my four major points within 60 days of the receipt of the materials. So if you can do that, I'd love to hear about it because no one's even attempted to do it in 4 decades. That's how good this stuff is and how much it's going to help you when you start raising issues like that in the traffic court or wherever it is that you are. And yes, I concentrate now on traffic court, but the issues I have are good across the board. Traffic court is the soft underbelly. Once we get issues decided there, if we do, that sets binding precedent. So now you go into criminal cases, for example, you go into cases suing your mortgage bankers, and I'm on the verge of doing that. I got a great test case that I just signed up a client the other day that I think is going to be really good. He's going to follow through and follow the program. And I hadn't intended to start that this early. But if we beat the mortgage bankers, and you'll be shocked what the issues are here, and there's nothing they can do about it unless the system is so corrupt that they are going to say that I know farts in Washington, D.C., we get our issues there. We're not going to hear them because there's no Constitution. That is what they would have to say. And I don't think they will do it. I mean, I could be wrong, Lord knows, but if that's the case and we have no peaceful remedies, then whatever happens is on the shoulders of those 9 old farts. They have jobs to do, they know it, they took oaths of office, and I've got them, I'm taking them at their own word. You'd be amazed when you get my materials and read them, what I have in there, going all the way back 200 years. And people say, oh, that's old law, they don't use that anymore. And my first law teacher replied to that and said, well, gee, I looked at the case and I read the whole thing. I couldn't find an expiration date. So, yeah, those old cases are still there. All the more so since I challenged directly the 14th Amendment, and I've never been opposed. If that amendment doesn't exist, then the law is what it was on March the 5th, 1857. And that's why I use Bouvier's Law Dictionary of 1859, which contains the official definitions of the words and phrases of the Constitution according to Congress. I believe it. You'll believe it when you see it, too. That's how it's supposed to work. So, yes, we do go back 160 years. And, yes, for that reason, I think I'm something of a refugee from March 5th, 1857. I can't tell you how the hell I got here, but I did. And it's my mission. I've been put here to do exactly what it is I'm doing. And if they would have taught me 50 years ago in the mandatory public education system, and they certainly didn't teach you, I can guarantee you, a small percentage of what I know now, my life would have been different. I would have realized it much earlier. But they don't want you to know this. They don't want you to know the truth. They don't want you to know the power that you have and the self-esteem you're going to get from it. That's the last thing this system wants. They want subservient people begging on their hands and knees for government to give them all the benefits that they want. That's the way the system is set up. Now, this leads into my second bit of commentary here. Thank you.